Welcome, everyone, to episode 28 of Requiem, our homebrew D&D campaign. So, let's just jump into this, right, guys? Everybody ready to dive into this world?
To die?
To dive.
Dive.
No dying.
I'm ready
please.
to dive and die.
You have survived terrible things. Let's not just die because of a mistake. All right.
I do whatever I want.
I'm so sorry.
She cannot be contained.
I'm an independent paladin.
At least you remember you're a paladin now. Anyway. Anyway.
Oh, cat, come on.
Let's get into the world with a quick little recap of what happened on the last episode. So, when we began the previous episode, you guys, Velox Mors, were trapped along with Grime in the Grand Arcanist's security system.
Grime.
You traveled in between the various elemental planes. You saw amazing, fantastic creatures in these planes, and you retrieved a group of runes that allowed you to shut down the system. In shutting down the core momentarily so that you could move, you also shut down most of the defenses of the Grand Arcanist's tower. You climbed to her room, and you met a woman at the verge of insanity. And just when you were ready to have a wonderful conversation, a giant man appeared with no eyes, pale of skin, wielding an axe made of stone. And he decided to attack you. You fought bravely, although you had your own struggles with reality during that fight. Haj'Draal went down. Emily, I believe, almost went down. I think even went down once. But Vesper and Haj'Draal were affected, gaining a point of insanity each during the fight. Still, you managed to finish it. Still, even though all of this maddening rage this man had, it was not enough. It was not enough. And you overcame it. The moments after, you convinced the Grand Arcanist that she was safe, that she didn't need to keep her very powerful barrier up. And so she deactivated it. In doing so, you exposed her to Grime, whom you knew had the objective to kill her. But you had hoped you could protect the Grand Arcanist. And you had hoped that Grime would see reason. She was conflicted, but something drove her to then betray you. The ring Vesper wore was in fact a cursed ring. Something she did not realize at the time, that it was given to her by Grime in the name of Ketri, Violet's daughter. The ring threatened to kill Vesper. It left her pale. It left her weak, bleeding out of her eyes, with shooting pains in her head, paralyzed and unable to speak. Grime threatened to kill Vesper if the rest of the group wouldn't deliver the Grand Arcanist to her. She did this because she believed Ketri was in danger. Because she believed that if she did not comply with the orders that were given to her by someone, that Ketri would die. And so you made the trade. Grime summoned the people that ordered her to be here at the tower. You saw an orc. The skin getting paler and paler, almost to this gray tone. Light blue at the edges of veins that struck inside his vacant eyes, fading to black as they went in. And two twins, two elven twins.
Bitches.
That you know to be part of, or to be, the Azure estate now. They arrived. Grime promised you would live. She made a promise in these people's name, and she should not have, because it cost her life, as she was vaporized by the orc with just a single word, just a single gesture. The heroic Grime, the strong warrior paladin of the god of greed, was struck down in front of you. A friend to Vesper, an ex-wife to Violet, but most importantly, someone, despite all her failings, truly believed she was doing something to protect someone she cared about. But she was killed. Like nothing. Like she didn't mean anything to this world. Like she was barely even a part of it. In that moment, the orc revealed that Ketri would always be safe. Because Ketri is his daughter. And then they all left, convinced that they were a step ahead of Wiley, the person who originally told Violet, Vesper, and Emily to come here, as well as G, who's since been left behind. They took the Grand Arcanist, someone wrapped in myth and legend, someone of such prowess and arcane capability that it is said she can teleport entire armies into battle, is now in the hands of the Weaver and his servants. And so, in the moment we are in now, in this silence inside the top floor
Before we begin, can I ask something?
Yeah.
The moment Gogi said that Ketri was his daughter, what was Grime's reaction? Did she know? Did Violet feel that she knew?
Roll an insight check. It's going to be really hard for you to figure out.
Can I ask if I saw her being like surprised, in terms of the face, like her
All right, you can roll 2 if you want to.
Yeah,
it's slightly different.
You roll. Because mine was
insight?
a 7.
Yeah, insight.
A 7. Okay, please. It was a 10. It's slightly better, but but it's just like her expression. She might be surprised.
She seemed
because of other
She
reasons.
seemed surprised, but there was something in Grime's face that you saw, Emily, that maybe if you were to tell the other people with you in the group, they would not believe. You saw fear. Being the strongest feeling that was present in her eyes, in the trembling of her eyes and cheeks. You saw fear. But we return to the top of the tower, to all of you. Vesper, in the moments where you were affected by this curse, the curse that was released by Grime in the very last moment before she died, knowing that if she did, you would die as well, if she did not release it in time. You feel weakened. You have lost, until you complete a long rest, 50 max hit points.
Ouch.
Yeah.
You also have disadvantage on all saving throws and attack rolls, and ability checks. And you can only move 10 feet per turn. Until you complete a long rest, of course. Or you are healed otherwise, in some way that may be possible. There is a sense in you, in all of you, a deep-set sense of failure. It can't be alien, right? Because you're protected, so it must come from you. You have failed. All of you, you have failed. Each of you individually. Someone. Be it a greater thing, or be it just one person. You, each and every one of you, have failed in this moment. And so, before we proceed with you guys doing whatever you want to do in this, in the top floor, I want to freeze time for a moment. And I want to collect your character's thoughts. You see the pile of ash that Grime is now, or dust to be more precise. Her shield and her armor and her mace covered in that dust. You see the place where the Grand Arcanist was. You see the destruction that happened from the fight. And so one by one, I'd like to gather what you think, or what your characters think. I'd like to begin with Haj'Draal.
Well, Haj'Draal feels, obviously feels surprised, with the revelation of Ketri. But in the same way, he also feels this twisted, feeling that even he acknowledges that it seems strange for him to have, that maybe Grime did deserve it, that maybe her death was warranted, and this obviously in the event that we saw in the not the previous episode, the episode before that, where she mercilessly killed two guards as opposed to knocking them out. And Haj'Draal, he's slightly aware that there's something wrong with him for thinking these things, that he shouldn't be thinking this, and that he usually would look past this pettiness of karma and bad faith.
And it is that feeling, it is that knowing that you shouldn't be feeling, that obsession of chasing and pushing that feeling away. It just makes it more and more real within you, Haj'Draal. And it is corroding. It corrupts who you are as a person, not just your faith, because your faith does come from who you are. And there's a pain in you in that moment, Haj'Draal. Let's move on. I would like to leave the wounded Vesper for the end, so I'm going to jump to Emily in this moment. What are your thoughts?
Regarding Grime, Emily doesn't really feel that strongly about it, because she feels like she was betrayed in a way by her. She wasn't exactly truthful, and she thinks that it is just the consequences of what she did. Not to say that she necessarily blames her, but she doesn't really feel that bad. uh, but about like the Grand Arcanist, I would say that Emily is kind of pissed at the group for letting this happen, because she from the beginning wasn't really trusting Grime that much, and she could feel that was something there. But and she even knew like all of the songs about the Grand Arcanist, and she tried at least to be careful. and to stop this, but it's beyond what we could do. So she's mad. I would say more towards the group than herself, even. Yeah.
It is a strange feeling in you, Emily. That anger, and especially anger towards people that you have come to consider perhaps your friends, perhaps even more. It is an alien feeling, but one that is born from you. That's the similarity between that and all the doubt and all the images you saw when you were borderline insane before witnessing that miracle. There's this sense of kinship between those feelings. And you wonder what will it take to get rid of them? Where must the cure come from? Let's move on to the next one. Violet.
So Violet just watched her ex-wife just evaporate. So it was, even though Violet hated her with all her gut, Grime was her companion for many years and helped her raise the child, even though the child was a little bit older. But even so, it was many years. So she's in a bit of a shock, and the feeling of failure. Being Violet, that feeling of failure just makes her push harder. It burns inside. And right now, Violet feels that her need for revenge is not only coming from Meodref anymore, it's coming from within her. So she feels that killing these people, these evil creatures, if we can call them that, is not only her duty anymore, it's her desire. And Violet finally understands what her goddess wants, and it's not a matter of saving the world, it's a matter of stopping the Weaver, of depriving this world and its people of their freedom. And this oath that Violet swore just got a whole new meaning. And she will get her revenge.
Well, we'll see about that, won't we?
She will.
And indeed, you do feel closer to Meodref than you have ever been. A goddess that calls herself, or is called by others, the goddess of freedom, is also, or has also, this sense of justice to her. You realize the more you find kinship with her, the more you understand her, you realize that the fact that in this world, the gods are creatures that ascended, they don't just represent just one feeling. That may be the one that they are the most drawn towards, or the one that they can represent the best, sure, but they were once like you. They were once people. And that encounter with her, the people that had been killed or that had been turned by the Weaver, the anger you felt coming from her that hurt people, the people that she protects, had gone through all of that. Now you understand it, because now your people are affected too. Ketri has been taken. Grime was killed. Vesper is at death's door. Now they have fucked with you. And you perfectly align with who Meodref is in this instance. Let's go to the last, to Vesper. Before you speak, you are, as I said, very wounded. and you have 1 point of insanity. In this moment of drowsiness, Vesper, of feeling the blood on your face that dripped down your eyes, your vision has been clouded this whole time, only showing pictures, images, flashes of the people that you love and those that you loved and are dead. And there's a memory that flashes stronger as well. That of Grime helping you find the people that killed Arthur, that killed your friend. It's at the edge of being corrupted by whatever is going on with you. So I want to know, Vesper, what are your thoughts?
There's a lot of them.
7,000, I heard.
Exactly. So Vesper looks at where Grime was and where she still is. And it is a feeling of emptiness. Of like having a hollow inside of her. And she looks there and she feels failure. Because once again, she couldn't save the person, or a person that she cared so deeply about, from external forces. These ones are a bit more supernatural. But there's also the thought that it could have been her, followed very closely by it should have been her. And then there's just despair. Just deep-seated pain. That loss, that someone that she looked to as part of her family, her found family, because that's all she's ever really known was her found family. And more people are missing. And a promise was broken.
I want you to take something into account, Ray and Vesper. Given the circumstances of what you just described to me and also of what happened, the moment that happened, Grime's death and the betrayal before, is now marked officially as one of your recurring nightmares. You have now a mental scar. This is going to be your first mental scar. And will be your recurring nightmare. Thus, revealing another hidden mechanic that we found out about today. People with points of insanity, depending on how they describe the events that they've witnessed or the things that they think their characters are witnessing at a moment, might get mental scars. These mental scars will come to bite you back in the ass whenever I decide to. So that way you can't ever predict when it will happen. It's up to me.
Damn, so much for
the God
opening
of
up to the DM, huh?
Trauma, yes. Woohoo.
It's the Weaver. He's all about that shit.
Yeah.
So
Like fucking octopus.
you don't know how he looks.
I imagine.
But yes, mark this, Ray, so that you are aware of it. Every time you face a similar circumstance, be it a betrayal of similar form, or that Vesper interprets as a betrayal, be it one of your teammates getting knocked out real quick or killed real quick, it will trigger this event for sure. The effects are up to me, but there will also be other circumstances where the event might be triggered, which are up to me as well. All right?
That only happens if they have a point of insanity.
You can only get a mental scar if you have a point of insanity, yes.
But does it remain even after the insanity goes away?
I don't know. I guess we'll have to find out.
That's so comforting.
Anyway, let's unfreeze time. Now that we've gathered your thoughts, you are at the very top of the Tower of the Grand Arcanist. All of her notes and books spread out. The remains of Grime on the ground. The stage is yours, my friends. What do you want to do?
Since Violet is in a little bit of a shock yet, still, not yet, still, she will go to the remains of Grime. The remains, are there ashes there?
There's
Or
dust.
anything?
Dust on
Dust?
top of her armor, shield, and mace.
Her armor is there. Okay. I will pick everything and put in the bag of holding.
Very well. You, for the sake of brevity and also you guys not having to deal with this, you have with you the prismatic crux, which
yes,
is
I will
Grime's,
pick the prismatic crux.
but you also have with you chainmail +1 heavy armor and a shield +2, which were Grime's gear. So whoever you want to give that to, or if you want to take note of that,
Yep.
Okay, relax. She just died. Okay, let me.
Like it dusts
Yeah,
the
there's
dust of.
Still Grime's dust on top of the armor, and Haj'Draal says, "Yep, this is better."
There's a reason why I'm going insane.
True. But just so you guys know, you have that. So please proceed, Violet. I'm sorry.
Okay, I will put everything in the bag of holding. We'll think of what we're going to do with this later. But for now, and I'll just kneel where she died and be there just for a few minutes.
As you focus there for a little bit, let me check something. Well, I'll check it some other time. As you it would take a long time. As you kneel there for a while, you see a flower bloom. The flower that you named your daughter after. What is everybody else doing?
Vesper is very weak. She's kind of crumpled on the ground. She's got like her staff like on the ground and she's holding it. She's kind of leaning against it. And she just starts crying. And like wipes the blood and the tears from her face, and she looks at Violet and she looks at Emily and Haj'Draal. And she just hangs her head and mutters, "I'm sorry."
Seeing Vesper in this distress, Haj walks over to her and also kneels down to like be at her level. He'll softly put his hand on her back as a way of comforting, and at the same time as he does this, he also says a prayer in Dwarvish, which saying, "May Dalgar help us," and this will become a verbal component for him casting Cure Wounds on Vesper, 3rd level.
Vesper and Haj'Draal, in this moment, as you look at each other's eyes, you see the tremble, the twitchiness of the cheek just beneath the eye, the trembling from the crying but also from something else, and just the faintest hint of this darker blue or darker shadow that then turns to blue as he heals your wounds. You are suffering from the same thing. Both of you see it in each other.
Haj'Draal mutters, "You too?"
She'll just nod and then say, I dragged you into this. This was never your burden to bear.
Haj will just turn his head to the right, like in a dismissive manner, and he, with the same hand that was comforting Vesper, he'll try to help her up, to get her back on her feet.
She'll get up a bit wobbly, but using her staff as basically like a cane or support. And then just look to Violet. Because it was her wife. Her ex-wife.
Haj'Draal will just say, as Vesper gets up, he'll say, now it's my burden to bear too. It's all of our burden. I will be part of your group. As I joined willingly, I remain willingly, and you didn't drag me into any of this. We are now a soul body. Remember that.
You are a kind and noble man, Haj'Draal. You've shown that since day one. I don't know if I can be worthy of your trust. Not like this.
Hearing this, Violet will get up. I hope I don't hear those words coming out of your mouth ever again. And I turn my back to her, and I'll say, we survived. We have information. Let's get to work. And I will turn this place upside down looking for clues. Where the fuck are they?
All right. If anybody else wants to assist with this, you can either roll investigation or perception independently.
Yes.
Give advantage to each other, whatever you prefer.
I suck at perception. I'll help someone.
Yeah, sure. I'll have it advantage.
Well, it's
then.
just. Let's look for clues. You look. You look. Because I suck at this.
I was gonna do it like while you guys were mourning and all. Okay, I got a 27.
No need to roll more. You've unlocked everything.
Grab your notebooks.
All right, so you move instantly to where the Grand Arcanist was heading before this entire thing happened. That is what your instinct guides you to do, Violet and Emily, whilst Haj'Draal and Vesper try their best to recompose and gather themselves. And on the Grand Arcanist's desk, you find a lot of loose parchment and books spread all around. It is a mess. It is almost maddening to even look at it. The loose parchment has drawings and also manic scribbling. It's difficult to piece things together, but a lot of them seem to be descriptions of nightmares, specifically where a catastrophe happens. One such nightmare depicts night and day, seemingly symmetrical, yet all around them there's a mess of scratching and painting, almost kind of enveloping the rest of the drawing. You can clearly see day represented by the sun and night represented by the moon, but whilst the moon seems smaller than the sun, they both share this odd resemblance to an eye you've seen. As these faint lines depict that shape that you've either seen in your dreams or seen in other places, if you want to piece that together. Then another drawing is a screaming man, but all scratched and rough with voids in his eyes. Then, after some time, you begin finding, randomly spread, some more concise notes. It seems the Grand Arcanist had been documenting changes in her magic that seemed to have been progressively getting worse. some of the more powerful enchantments she had around her tower began just failing, when they shouldn't. There were disturbances, ripples across the fabric of her magic. She documents that the planes seemed to be fine, that the rift was stable and unaffected by this, although the magic that helped contain the flow of water and creatures seemed to also have become faulty. So things were oozing out more frequently from the rift to the elemental plane of water that the Grand Arcanist has been containing here to generate the water source for Oaza and for the Empire. She checked in with the priests of the All-Mother, and they said they felt there was a blanket, something stopping them from reaching the All-Mother. She also checked with the Empress, and she said she sensed it, yet she could pierce through this blanket. Her faith was unwavering, despite everything. The Grand Arcanist, in one of her sections, unlocked by your amazing check, writes the following thing. These are her words. My magic derives from the logical understanding of how the patterns of life work. It doesn't derive from my faith, nor does it derive from my instinct. Yet, the logic through which I interpret my spells and what I see seems to be shifting. I notice myself thinking terrible thoughts, thoughts I never had, but logical thoughts nonetheless. It seems, indeed, that the more I nudge myself into this train of logic, the more I lose my belief in my own ability, but also the belief in doing things, of living life to its fullest like those priests say. Then, the more I lose that belief, the easier it is to sink into that flawless but dooming logic. This positive feedback is relentless and crushing, but it's one that I had been deliberately hiding, I think. I think everyone does. Yet now it seems more and more like the truth about our reality. I was never a person of faith, but I recognize that without some modicum of it, even the most logical dream is distant, and the lighter thoughts vanish, leaving only fear and despair. Fortunately, Diana still visits. Fortunately, she keeps me from drowning in this. There's something terribly wrong coming for me, for all of us. She senses it too. These nightmares I have are only the beginning. The people are stirring as well. It seems inevitable. It seems to have been born with us, or from us. And it's casting its shadow even upon the one form of magic I thought couldn't be tainted. This is what you find.
All right. I'll share everything.
Very well.
Do you feel she is turning? She is becoming one of them? Tá quieto. Sorry. I say to Haj'Draal.
Nice save.
Who are you asking about? Like the Grand Arcanist or?
Yeah.
It's possible. They might change her now that they have her.
That is scary to think, since she's so powerful.
So we have to get her back. And since logic is not good, it means we have to be dumb. Like me.
Or creative.
Like me.
True.
All right, guys, campaign over.
Dumb's good. And we have to believe in each other.
Or believe in our gods. Maybe both. Yeah.
Maybe
we can do
both.
She
I don't
seems
have a
long
god.
gone now.
Who?
The Grand Arcanist.
From here, yes, but we can try to find her. Can I spot bubbles?
As you think about spotting Bubbles, you do see him, this little ball or orb of gold with well, bubbles floating around him, standing over the elevator.
I'll go to Bubbles.
All right.
Bubbles. Hi.
Let me find the voice, please.
Hello. Are you there? Bubbles.
He'll be
Are you
right
okay?
with you.
Hello.
He'll be right with you. Give him a second.
His
I'm like,
Wi-Fi's
"Hi,
bad. Give him a
hi,
second.
hi." Yeah.
He's restored.
Greetings, interplanar threat.
Your master is not here. She's gone.
Analyzing. Scanning for creator's presence. Creator is not here.
Yes, that's
You
what
are
I
correct.
said. Yes, I'm smart. Sometimes. Well,
Analyzing.
oh my gosh.
Scanning interplanar threat for intelligence. Bubbles finds it lacking.
Yes. And it's good. I just learned it's good.
Adding lacking intelligence good to memory.
Good. Well, do you know where she is? Can you, like...
Scrying. Creator's presence is hidden.
For this.
Hidden where?
I understand now why your intelligence is lacking.
Why do you say she's hidden?
Scrying failed.
I see. Bye. And I'll just leave Bubbles.
Oh, your
alone.
camera just
Oh
said hi
shit!
too.
Oh, you're just like
You froze for a second.
I did?
Yeah. You like this.
You just went by and froze completely.
Bubbles.
Yes.
We intend to find your master. But first, is it possible that we can rest in the tower?
No.
Why?
Bubbles is not allowed to let anyone rest inside the tower or sleep in the creator's quarters. Bubbles can see you out of the tower if you wish.
Do I find any switch?
Roll investigation or arcana check.
you're trying to turn Bubbles off.
Yes.
I think there's
plus
easier
0.
ways to do that.
14
It's a smooth golden orb.
for this. Oh. Well,
Bubbles can escort you out. Would you like to exit the Grand Arcanist's tower?
Not yet. Maybe. What about like the portal or whatever that blue thing is?
The elevator is
No.
Oh,
Not the elevator. The
no,
other
that's
thing.
the
oh,
barrier.
that was the barrier she had up. It's no longer
Okay. Then maybe yeah, we go.
Do we see any kind of portal?
As you look about, and with Emily's 27 perception, I guess I could add in this, the elevator doesn't seem to be active, and there doesn't seem to be any portal here. This does seem like kind of like the study/sleeping quarters of the Grand Arcanist.
So there's a bed,
There's a bed.
so we can rest.
Bubble says no.
alone.
Since when has that stopped?
Dang.
Bubbles.
And I
If
was like,
we,
I'm going to sleep, damn it.
Warning!
If-
Warning!
if we get out, can we get out from the entrance we entered?
Although Bubbles finds your question confusing, Bubbles will clarify the exit. You would be teletransported out of the tower.
Out where?
A location Bubbles finds appropriate.
Oh,
That
she's
was a
getting
bike.
mad.
That was a bike outside.
So we-
Is there,
That
is
was
there a
very ominous.
He's bugged. It's a slight bug, still experimental technology.
is there a window?
No,
Never
no
mind.
windows.
Fuck.
Only Linux. No windows. No.
Oh my god.
So this is.
He's on screen.
There's no way to look at the exterior.
No.
What the fuck? No natural light coming in?
Nope. All arcane light.
There's
You
no scrolls
there aren't in this room now. Only her
in
books.
this room.
In fact, I mean, just you guys are in the bedroom of the most absolute nerd you have met so far. There is no light, brother. Only the light from the abstract monitor.
So
She
there
doesn't
are
touch
Warhammer minis,
Yes.
D&D Player's Handbook.
Yes. There's actually a Wizards the Reunion deck just waiting on a bookshelf.
Mm-hmm.
Haj'Draal will say, as tempted as I would be to simply ignore this futile being and rest here, I think it's better that we go.
Can you try to dispel magic him?
Is that Violet asking?
Yeah.
No, don't kill. No. Bubbles is cool.
I don't think I don't need to dispel magic to dispel him. I don't think you do either.
I'm sorry, what?
You got fists, right?
Since the threat of violence seems to be impending, I would like to clarify. This is only one of my bodies. Bubbles, the consciousness, is tethered to the Grand Arcanist's tower, and as such, kill me. 2 more will come.
That's very cute. Can you take us downstairs?
No, not
Take out.
downstairs per se. Bubbles can take you wherever Bubbles decides to.
Oh, I don't like that.
All
How
right.
many
Bubbles.
bubbles are there?
Only one.
How many bubbles corpses are there?
This information is only accessible by the creator.
So where did you offer to take us again?
Outside, to a location of Bubbles' choosing. Bubbles will have your safety in consideration, since you are an interplanar threat, and the creator has a special fondness for interplanar creatures.
That is wonderful. Haj'Draal looks to the group and asks, "Shall we?"
Yes.
I guess.
Commencing teleport spell.
You see Bubbles begin to glow, and he kind of walks or floats to the center of the group, and the bubbles. Oh my god! What is this shit?
It's
And
the
he
Bubbles is
teleportation.
It's a robot fart. But his water begins to envelop you. The bubbles begin to envelop you, and until they form an opaque bubble. And after that, the golden orb in the center disappears, and when the water splashes, you are outside of the tower, about 100 feet away from that rune that you broke, in the middle of the jungle area.
Oh, this is not the safe. So Bubbles is gone.
Yes, not with you.
What
You're
a
no
shame.
longer in the tower.
You
I mean,
say
out of all the places, this is probably the better one he could have teleported us to.
Could
We are in the middle
teleport
of
us
the
to the
forest?
city. I mean,
Yeah,
I
you're
could
in
have
the
teleported us into all the guards.
true. You are
Yeah,
in
yeah.
the jungle area, kind of 100 feet away from the cliff that led to the platform, let's say, or the raised cliff on top of which the tower was. So you're kind of like 100 feet away from the boulder that you broke to break the enchantment that was around the tower. You're on that area.
Haj'Draal wants to look for signs of like any signs of guards having been there or being there nearby, or any a possible threatening life, including wildlife.
Roll perception check for me.
Perception.
Perception.
Wow, natural 1.
Holy shit.
Haj'Draal, all you see are visions and flashes of your brother in the forest, beckoning you to run, to help him, to aid him, and then you blink and he's gone. However, you do hear a commotion closer to the tower, around the area of where the main door would have been, the one that you chose not to go through. Or, well, not chose, kind of were forced to choose not to go through because of the amount of guards in there. There seems to be a commotion, there seems to be clamoring and yelling. They are onto something.
Should we go check or should we go back and see if we can find Wiley? Maybe we can cast a message. See where
I
the
don't want to get
fuck
involved
she is.
with whatever they're. We don't want them to see us.
Yeah, but we can
They-
try to see what they're seeing right now because are they like near the rift?
Yeah.
So maybe something's happening to the rift right now, and it would be good for us to spot it.
For clarification, both the rift is very far away from here, right? From where the tower is. But it would still be possible for you to hear from it, and it is in kind of the same direction as the entrance to the main door. The sounds do seem to be a little bit closer, but there is no way of you guys telling, not with Haj'Draal rolling a natural 1.
Mm-hmm. Can I see?
Or Vesper could climb a tree and see.
Yeah.
Right. Vesper
In my
could.
current state.
Okay, I'll try to climb a tree and see.
You
I
wanna
mean,
take-
last time it worked. Vesper
wanna-
just rolled a bajillion.
You want to take Emily with you, or are you going by yourself?
Emily, do you know how to climb a tree?
Of course. I'm an adventurer.
Let's go then.
Okay.
I'll start climbing.
I'm gonna say, once again, I'm not gonna make you roll to climb a fucking tree. Violet does make it first, though.
Of course. Alright.
I'm gonna help you with perception.
Right.
Alright.
Roll a perception check for me as you climb atop one of these jungle trees, pulling on the vines.
24.
24. Guards are starting to pour inside the Grand Arcanist's tower. They seem to be aware that there is something happening, and you see people leaving. You see these the light is reflecting around one of these individuals. The light kind of refracts and reflects and in this strange light show that makes it look of multiple colors, that makes it almost look like that person, this individual that you see in the distance. You can't quite make out his features. Seems to be surrounded by glass.
The fuck?
What?
By just floating pieces of glass, and he's walking inside the tower.
The
Oh,
Oh,
what they
the
were called.
Yeah, the
sorcerers.
glass. Yeah, the glass.
sorcerers.
Yeah.
The Vitromancers.
Vitromancers,
Yeah.
yeah. Cool name.
Okay.
Okay.
So they know the Arcanist is missing, and if they talk to Bubbles, he can
Pebble.
teleport them where he teleported us. So we might need
He
to
could.
move.
Yeah. And maybe we can even try to talk to the Grand Arcanist later through message. Not
Sending.
message, but sending, yeah.
Maybe if scrying didn't work, probably sending won't work either.
Maybe it's just the Bubbles is not that good.
You absolute bitch! Emily,
Gonna
what a
talk
betrayal!
bad about Bubbles.
Or Bubbles.
Oh, but we can try before we sleep or something, so that we don't send like waste.
Yeah. And I think
Alternative
maybe-
is. I mean, she said that in her note that Diana visiting helped,
Mm-hmm.
and Diana is the Empress, and maybe she should know that something bad has happened because.
No.
War, and playing interdimensional rifts, and that stuff could go bad real quick.
Okay, so maybe
Yeah.
we'll just go back to the city right now. It's the best, and then we'll like rest in the city, and see what we'll do.
We'll probably still have the bounty, right, on the city.
Another city?
Where?
We'll make our own city.
And this is how the campaign turns into Age of Empires.
Yeah.
We just
Leave
settled
everything
down
behind
in this
for the
jungle.
urban life.
All right, so you guys intend to move to start running away from this position?
Yeah, away, I would say, because like even the travel itself usually takes some time, and we're gonna have to make a long rest.
Indeed.
Even if we went back to the city straight away. So
I want to ask
What
a
time is
question.
it?
It is night.
Okay.
It is
nighttime.
dark night with the moon, of course, glowing, still providing you some light. But I want to ask you something, actually. Excuse me. Vesper is heavily wounded. She can only move 10 feet around. Someone's going to have to carry her. If you guys want to move at a decent pace. If it's two
Vesper?
people, the penalty might be less.
yeah, I can help for
well.
sure.
We all help, maybe, if that is possible.
So I'll grab like in the ass. I'll just keep pushing like this.
I will help Haj'Draal.
All right. you hold her tail, like lift it up,
Yeah.
so that
Yeah. I'm helping. I'm helping.
Oh no, brain jaw flashbacks.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The tail and the bag of holding, the bag of holding diaper. That was legendary. Well,
Things were so much simpler then.
indeed. You begin moving through the jungle. You run away, wounded, bruised, your minds muddled and scrambled. Your chests are tight with this pain that now feels like a dagger is being slowly wrenched into your hearts. Even for you, Violet, with this new purpose, the thought of your daughter being with those people. It is still scary, but it is also a newfound motivation. But still, this was supposed to be a victory. You did everything right. You did as you were told. You came to this place. You broke free from being imprisoned. You followed after what looked to be a divine mission. You trusted an old friend. Then why? Why is it that you lost? Why is it that you feel like you were crushed even after surviving a seemingly impossible fight? Guys, I want to ask you, as you run through the jungle, are you making an effort to be stealthy and therefore slower? Or are you just running full speed?
I think if we're not stealthy, they might see us, and since you're like on alert right now, it's gonna be
it's
dangerous.
night and we have trees around us.
Yeah, but like the
They're on
noise.
alert.
Yeah, the
they're on
noise,
alert if they hear stuff.
the leaves moving around. They know the place, so
Yeah, I guess. We're trying to
And
be
they're
stealthy
probably,
then.
if they realize she's missing, they're probably assuming someone is still around here that might have her.
yeah.
All right, so you guys are helping Vesper move.
Mhm.
You guys can choose. I'm going to let you choose something. Either Vesper rolls with disadvantage, or one of you rolls with disadvantage for her, because you're giving her advantage.
Okay. I can take the disadvantage. It's stealth, right?
How much do you have?
Plus 10.
Oi, yeah, please, you do it.
Yeah, I'm already at disadvantage.
Sorry, plus 9. Plus 9 before
It's fine.
plus 9.
Just do it. Okay.
At disadvantage, right?
And we all have to roll, right?
Yeah, everybody rolls. Haj'Draal is wearing his armor, so also disadvantage.
Yep.
Natural one for me.
Oh, I rolled the same as your natural 1 total.
Yeah, it was a 6.
19 for me.
Vesper?
19? At disadvantage, damn. Stealthy woman.
Dex? 20 dex?
Yeah, it's a lot.
9, 10, 11, 12.
12. As you run through the jungle, stealthily run, like a little jog, you see a powerful light shining in the sky. It's a golden light, and your eyes can't help but turn towards it. You see a woman floating, clad in golden armor and holding a sword and shield. She has this long black hair that kind of just floats and drifts around her. And her eyes glow intensely with the radiant light of the sun, working like spotlights that shine on the tower and then begin shining on the jungle.
Oh my god.
And then they shine on you. For a moment, you find yourself standing in front of this woman. Her hair spread out like the sun's rays, her head and face almost the size of the sun itself, and feathered wings sprouting from her back. She wears a tiara, a golden tiara with the symbol of the All-Mother. And as she turns to you, or you see this image, you hear, "Do you fight for our world, or do you wish for its ending?"
We fight.
She looks at all of you, expecting an answer from all of you.
I fight. But I cast message to say this.
Okay. It doesn't have an effect here, but you cast it.
Yes.
I fight for this world.
Vesper takes a minute to respond. And she eventually croaks out, "I will fight."
Leave, then.
We're leaving.
You are pulled out of the vision, and you see the woman flying above, a good like 150 feet above exactly where you are. Apparently she drifted closer, and she looks down at you, then looks back at the tower and flies towards the tower with sword and shield in hand. And you continue running away through the jungle.
What the fuck was that?
I'm gonna say I stop being stealthy and I just go. I'm like holding the tail.
She already saw us and she didn't do anything. Should
That's
we
why-
just stop and rest?
Oh, rest here? I wouldn't rest here. I think we should
She
just
said
leave
leave.
the jungle. Yeah, leave.
just
So
say-
we have to leave and then.
Oh, I thought it was
Me,
like
me, me, me.
leave this divine space. I don't know.
That I have control over it. Now you choose to leave.
Okay,
Right.
we leave.
You start running. You continue
go.
running. You run for a good 20 minutes, 30 minutes, trying to get as far away from this as possible, still under the cover of the jungle. And you hear that the guards are still searching, but now it gets more distant. They seem to not be searching in the direction you're headed, but have instead been guided elsewhere, or commanded to do so elsewhere. Exhaustion is starting to creep in at this point, especially for Vesper. And it is not just your legs, it's your minds too. Maybe even your souls. It's starting to get hard to move. What do you do?
Are we out already of the jungle or?
You can still be in the jungle if you wish to use it for protection while sleeping, or you
Yeah.
can move as far away as you want and go like deeper into it will take you a little bit longer and go like into the desert and sleep in the middle of the sand. It's whatever you guys like. Is
Dig a hole.
Yeah, is make a
Can-
tent dune style.
Yeah.
Haj'Draal wants to once again try to investigate a place that can that could accommodate us well.
It's perception or survival check for me.
I
Please.
will help since I'm.
You have
helping.
advantage, Haj'Draal.
I have. I feel like okay. I'll let's do it then. So 25.
Indeed, you find a spot, kind of a partially hollowed out tree that almost seems like more like a forest tree than a jungle one, but indeed you do spot like the vines coming from it and forming a almost a curtain that provides some cover. Although like probably only one person would be able to fit inside this place. The rest of the space around the tree is still kind of an alcove that you can all rest in, and it's covered in leaves, and you can further cover it to make it more comfortable. There's a boulder kind of directly in front of it, like a sandstone boulder that kind of just juts out. It seems to be a fairly protected space, one that you possibly rest in, although making a fire would not be advisable.
Yeah.
Here we are.
I'm gonna say you guys sleep. I'll take watch.
Should we make turns? Maybe.
Well, yeah, I need to sleep too, so
Yeah. Well.
I mean, trance, not sleep. Because
I'd say also I say we put Vesper in a safer place in the tree.
Mm-hmm.
Probably
Yeah.
fair.
Give her a
Vesper-
little queen's cabin in the middle of all
Vesper
this shit
sleeps
show.
the whole night. But I'll take the first rest because I can't really sleep right now. So.
Yeah. I can take the second watch.
All right, second watch for Emily, then third for Haj.
For a Haj.
All right. You all make camp. You bed down for the night, using the cover of the jungle as best as you can. You even hear the distant sound of the river flowing away from you. Violet is out for her watch. The jungle is eerily quiet. But in all your minds, there's a turbulent noise that pushes that dagger deeper into your chest. Grime is dead. Ketri has been taken. And though you've defeated the powerful servant of the Weaver, it's that feeling. It's the failure. Then there's something else that bothers you. Something that slowly settles in as all of you close your eyes and as Violet drifts into her watch. What was the point of all of it? Why are you here? Why did Wiley send you all this way? Was it to stop that? It's even more difficult for you, though, Haj'Draal and Vesper. As you make camp, this turmoil inside is almost too much to bear, too real. Too, well, to put it in the Arcanist's words, inevitable. You had sensed the same concerns in each of you the last time you looked at each other's eyes, and you sense them now too. The light in Haj'Draal seems to be fading. The fighting spirit in Vesper slowly waning. As you teeter at the edge of this abyss and these feelings teeter with you, something creeps in to replace them. Flashes of your greatest fears, flashes of the moments that created those fears. Your eyes dart from leaf to trunk to jungle floor in this panicked expectation of something happening. But the most dangerous feeling that you find in your hearts, no, that would not be right, your minds, is that there's power in this. As your grasp on reality is slowly becoming looser, you understand that you can make your insanity materialize. Maybe. Maybe if you give in to it. Maybe if you admit it. What danger is there in this? Surely none. It's part of you. So, what if it could help? What if you could resist the temptation of this darkness? What if you could stare into that abyss and draw upon it without having it ooze into you? a thought for both Haj'Draal and Vesper. A thought that once was familiar to Emily. Violet, could you please roll your perception check for your watch for me, please?
$17.
17. Despite all of this, your bodies demand to rest, so you still close your eyes, begging for a good night's sleep. An arrow is shot dead center into the camp, and you notice something emanate from it, Violet. The sound stops sooner than it should. You don't hear the second arrow hit. Smoke begins to envelop the camp. No, it's not smoke, it's denser and thicker and heavier. You see in the smoke more arrows being fired, pushing through it, and then another one fired at you, Violet. I need you that are awake to make a dexterity saving throw at disadvantage. It's a high DC for this because you can't see it either.
Dexterity saving throw.
A very high DC, actually.
At disadvantage?
Yeah.
15.
As the arrow hits right next to you, Violet, these vines wrap around you like chains made of nature. And you sense that maybe your friends suffered the same fate. Indeed, all of you wake up, restrained by this. You stand in the smoke in complete silence. Then that silence is broken with a snap. And you hear someone walking. Violet, there is one heartbeat moving in the smoke that you detect through your blind sight. It is strong, confident, calm. The smoke, or rather, the ash, begins to dissipate. As you see, standing above a boulder and looking down at you, a hooded man holding a longbow with silver hair flowing down from it.
Legolas.
Legolas is blonde.
Yeah.
He lifts up his head, and you see someone who looks a lot like Aiden, the man you captured, but older. The dark grayish scales around his brow and cheekbones adorn most of his white or gray eyes. And holding the bow and looking at all of you, he says, "Do not resist. I would turn you in alive."
We do not intend. Who are you?
That is none of your concern. I am going to need your cooperation to travel back through the jungle and into the city. I want your bounty.
Of course. We are trying to rescue someone just like you. Probably your family. Shh, tá quieto. Sorry.
Say it to Haj'Draal.
Ah, shit, man. Rescue someone just like me.
Does Aiden Dragonsbane rings a bell?
He reacts to the comment. My son.
Your fucking son. Yes, your... Yeah. He is with evil people. They are going to... We don't know what they are going to do with him. We are trying to rescue him.
What? How? How was he taken?
Fuck.
By evil people.
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. I can't move my hands. I'm sorry. I'm restrained.
It's just that her hands
He with our help, he was taken, but we are trying to fix our mistakes.
You.
I didn't do it. I
Except
didn't
her.
do it.
You
And
you captured Aiden. That's
Yes.
just not possible. Did you fight him?
Yes.
And you won?
Yes, we defeated him.
And who are these people that took him? Why did you take him to them?
In that time, we were bounty hunters, and we were just trying to do our jobs. A person called... do we know his name? I don't remember.
You know Lord Umbra.
A person called Lord Umbra asked us to take him to him, and he is now with the servants of the Weaver.
No. And why are you here?
We got sidetracked to capture the Grand Arcanist, but we didn't want to capture her. But the Weaver servants tricked us
Again.
again. We are not very smart people. We are powerful, but not very smart.
And who sent you here?
Wiley.
I understand. The vines around you dissipate and fade back into the earth. I'm sorry for this. I only was looking to capture the very high bounty put on you.
You need money?
No. But it was too much to pass, and I don't have much to do these days. My name is Agnar. Agnar Dragonsbane.
Wow.
I would like
Yeah.
to know yours.
I have a question for you.
Right.
You know a song, and I yeah, I sing this song.
How do you know that?
I just know it since I was very young.
We will speak of it. You and I. Maybe the rest should sleep.
Okay. I'm the
I'm-
Emily, by the way.
Pleasure.
Violet.
I'm Haj'Draal.
Vesper.
Your friend seems to be very hurt.
Yes, we were trying to rest before you arrived.
Well, then get back into it.
Will you be here when we wake up?
I do not require sleep. I can stay and watch for you.
That doesn't answer my question.
Yes. I believe that, given the circumstances, we have a lot to discuss.
Very well.
That is.
And I fear we have been manipulated.
I fear that too.
You. He points at you, Emily. Harold. Join me.
Harold join me?
He called you Harold.
Harold? Huh?
Harold is in the adjective,
Not
not Harold the name.
Yeah, not Harold the name.
Yeah.
Harold H-E.
Harold, come here. Come here, Harold.
Harold?
That would
I know you
actually
from a past
Yeah.
life, Harold.
that would be kind of like Emily. Who the fuck is Harold?
Yeah.
My name's Emily.
I'm Emily. Who's this guy? Alright, I'll join.
All right.
I will cuddle up with Vesper.
All right. And Haj'Draal, I
Haj'Draal
guess.
is like so fucked up that he Like this whole situation is like half dazed. Like his clothes are torn, his armor is all chipped and everything. He barely has any strength, even if he wanted to stay up. So he just gives in and almost collapses down.
All right. Emily, you join Agnar a ways away. And he sits on top of a stone and he looks at you, kind of looking at you up and down. You mentioned you knew this song from since you were very young.
Mm-hmm.
When was the first time you heard it?
Through my mom.
Describe to me what was happening.
She was reading a book. This one! And I give him the book.
Precisely what chapter?
I'll show the chapter.
The chapter of the first son. Then you must be the herald. Or if you aren't, I suppose I don't have a choice but to take this risk. The song you've heard. It has been sung to the sons for time immemorial, and it has lyrics.
Do you know them?
He's going to sing it to you. Disclaimer, I'm not a professional singer.
Oh my god.
You see him look at the sky while he sings, almost carrying or bearing this mournful expression. And he goes, "The dragon sleeps in her tomb. Her slumber keeps away our doom. For her child, she gave her life, so that he might see the light. When night falls over the cinder skies, the nightmares crawl within our minds. Her child was named to be her bane, and so he must end her pain. Mother and child in one final embrace, so that he may take her place. The skies will burn, and ash will rain, and on his wings we may fly again."
She claps.
As he finishes the song, excuse me.
I hear in a few days. Goodbye.
Mm.
He speaks to you. This is the Requiem of Cinders, a song tied to the fate of the dragon's bane, a fate I had hoped to be mine and not my son's. It's tied to yet another prophecy, but to put it bluntly, if the Requiem is not sung at the end by one who wishes the world to be saved, or if it is twisted in any way, then the world will fall to ruin.
And why do I know this song?
I cannot tell. But Part of the prophecy foresees that a herald will know it. But I think I should speak of this prophecy to your friends as well.
Yes.
Whenever they are all up. You must understand, the Emily, that this song is at the heart of it all. And now so are you. There are only, at this very moment on this planet, 3 people who know that song. Me, you, and my son. You must hold it and keep it safe. And you must keep yourself safe. Because if the song is not sung by another, other than him, when the moment comes, we will all lose more than our lives.
So, I shall not sing the song. I'll keep it protected in case of a need. And I'll try to make him sing whenever the time comes.
You must sing it with him.
Alright, I will.
You can go rest. I will keep watch. No harm will come to you or your friends.
Thank you. And Emily goes to sleep, but she's just like staring at the sky with her eyes super open because she finally got lyrics. She can't really understand the lyrics that much because she's not that smart. but yeah.
Fair enough. You guys sleep and may mark a long rest if you wish to do so. I also can give you guys a moment to just discuss if you want to, or just catch your breath, I guess.
Also level up.
And level up as well. Indeed.
And change your feet.
Change your feet if you want. Yeah, I am giving the players...
And wash your feet as well.
Wash your feet.
Also, during the long rest, I am giving my players a chance to change some feats around, or options they chose in feats, proficiencies, things like that. Since we've been going for a long time in the campaign, they might want to make changes to their build, and so there you go. You guys have the chance to do that. Honey, are you all right?
Can you send me like
No!
Anna, can you send me the lyrics, please?
I
Yeah.
can send you the whole song. Yes, indeed.
It's easier.
Can I add the crux on my inventory?
You can add the prismatic crux to your inventory. Yes.
Because I went to check, and it's called the prism crux.
The prism crux. I'm so sorry. There are so many names in my brain that sometimes, that happens. All right. I'm just gonna send you a print screen. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
A screenshot of it. Fish. Boom. Badoosh. There you go.
Thank you.
All right. Beep, boop, boop, boom. Is everybody all right?
Yes,
No.
I am leveling up.
All right.
I am not. I need to watch the VOD after.
I can
So
read
I
it.
can.
I can read it again if you want.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I need to have it in paper, so I can.
She just wants to hear me
Process.
sing, guys. It's
Yeah,
okay.
I know.
That's true.
I need to process this so I can discuss it well.
This very song, by the way, is on the first few pages that I've ever written for this campaign, and it was at the core of the whole campaign. Everything kind of just branched out from it.
That's why I said it's the heart of all of this.
Mm-hmm. It makes sense, considering all of the connections.
When you guys are done with your level ups, tell me. We'll proceed. Anyway, chat, I hope you're enjoying this, and the people watching on YouTube, thank you very much if you're hanging out there. We appreciate you. And I hope you also enjoyed this little moment now. And meeting Agnar Dragonsbane.
Agnar.
So,
So,
Yeah. So yeah.
the moment, okay, my brain is a little bit mushed because, okay, so there's a lot in this family tree. So we know of, well, the daughters. Anathian was the one who spoke to the Big Blue, right? That we know, or that we think. And there's Agnar, which is probably like grandson or maybe son of Anathian. And then there's Aiden,
Which comes right next. Yeah.
which comes right next. Does the daughters have their names starting with A too?
do you want that just, is that just out of curiosity? You want to?
Yeah. Okay.
It's good to know.
All right, I am done. I also want to take a moment to change my spells as well. Can I do that after the long rest?
Yeah, of course. Go ahead. Go
Okay,
right ahead.
thank you.
I would also say if you guys or Fish, if you want to share the song with the rest of the group, so that it wouldn't make sense here, but I'm just gonna say this to Fish, and then you decide if you want to share and you want their help or not. You may ask Agnar any questions you have related to the song at any point that you are with him.
Okay.
Okay. So any question you have, you can ask him. It does have to be Emily. Emily is the only one that has heard the song.
Okay.
But if you
so,
want
yeah.
their help to like discuss things,
Yeah.
I will allow it because I understand this is kind of a central piece to things. So.
Yep. So if you guys want me to ask anything.
No, right now I need to process first.
Still processing.
Let's end the session here.
Think about it.
Yeah, take a half an hour break and think about it.
Just ask if the Dragon's Bane are directly descended from Cinder Sky. Descendant from Cinder Sky. But you don't know who Cinder Sky is, so there's no point in asking that. We don't know.
I can ask who the dragon is in the song, for example.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. You can ask that.
Who's the dragon?
Oh, ask about the veil. Ask about the veil and what does the veil mean?
Oh, but that the veil you can ask.
Yeah,
the
that
Right.
Violet
Yeah,
can
sweet.
ask. Indeed.
Just something
Okay,
related to the
okay.
song specifically. It has to be me.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly it. I'm actually looking for something here. I just want to make sure that because you
I'm
mentioned
writing
this.
questions already.
Okay. You guys have heard of the Cinder Sky. Indeed, Wiley in the very first episode told you the following. I'm going to remind you of it, okay? The seal that was created around the realm of nightmares is a product of a sacrifice. A dragon known as the Cinder Sky sacrificed her soul and her life to form it, with the help of two of the primordial gods. They have learned the true name of the Cinder Sky. I am not sure how this is of relevance to their plot, but they went to great lengths to find that name, including betraying those closest to them, which means it is crucial.
Okay. Alright.
Okay, then you can ask that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Also-
maybe he knows. Oh, but I can ask that. Forget it.
I'm just thinking like because we met the daughter, and like what is their role with the song? Like they know it, but did they know? They didn't know the words. They just knew the melody, right?
They knew the melody, and it was to help the sun.
How?
Yeah, but how? How would them knowing that? I guess that I don't know. I'm just kind of How do those pieces fit together? That's what I'm curious about.
You now also there is a line in the song that might be helpful to that, since this was the first time you guys heard it. There's one line of the song that says, "Mother and child in one final embrace."
Yeah.
That was nice.
You can actually tell them that we met the embrace, the clan, not the clan. What was that? The crew, the
Assassins, whatever that
and that they knew the song and blah blah blah. He might know something about that.
Okay.
Alright.
Uh,
So, just for another piece of clarification, if Emily wants to like ask questions to Agnar, we can run with the narrative that Emily just wakes up in the middle of the night and goes asking.
No, she's still like staring at the sky,
Yeah.
and then she just gets up and like. But before I go to sleep, let me ask
Yeah,
some more
exactly.
things.
We'll go with that. When you have all the questions you want to ask ready, then we'll do it.
Okay.
Okay. About the sacrifice, about she sacrificing
Mhm.
and her son
he would see
being
the light,
being her
right?
bane.
Okay.
What is that? Why? Why? Why is
The
her
name
son her
came from
bane?
that.
My Bane.
Like Dragon's Bane. It all
So
came from that.
why is her son her bane?
Yay.
Because her son
so
speaks
Bane.
like this.
Nobody cared who he was until he put on the mask.
I was molded by it.
I have some questions already written.
You only adopted the darkness.
Sorry.
Okay, I think I
yeah.
can't think of any other question now.
I already have some others
Right.
written, so I think maybe.
Well, Emily, if you wish to ask them, go right away.
Okay. So is the dragon Cinder Sky?
That was the name that our mother went by, yes.
I've heard she has another name. Do you know it?
I do, but I must not tell it to you.
Why?
There is danger in knowing someone's name.
I'm sharing mine. Oh no.
Well, by knowing your name, one can find you more easily.
Do people want to find her?
If what you say is true, or what your friend said, and this is related to the Weaver, then yes, they want to find her body.
So, we met. Oh, before that. Sorry, my head is like just racing right now. It's a lot. It's a lot. I've been chasing for this song for ages now. So it's very big for me. How like related to Cinder Sky are you? Like how far back?
I don't know for certain, but I assume I'm her great grandson.
Okay. So it was a long time ago.
So
Yes.
many names started with A.
We met the Embrace and the daughters. How can they help your son?
No one knows. In my side of the family, it's only told to us that when we need it, when we truly need it, at the end, should we face it, we can call upon the sisters. Or well, I assume there's only one. Just like there's only one of us per generation.
So he doesn't have any daughters.
He doesn't what? Sorry?
have any daughters.
No, you were told before that the sons only had sons and the daughters only had
Mhm.
daughters.
Right.
So how it all started? Sons
It
only have sons.
it all started with the first son. The first son had a daughter and a son, and
That's
then
it.
from
yeah.
then on,
No. Yeah, that's it. That's it. So the song says that the dragon sacrificed herself. Do you know how?
yes, it's told to all of us. The Cinder Sky, our mother, she gave her soul, and with the help of the two primordial gods, she formed a barrier around the realm of nightmares. It is made of her soul, but it is not timeless. These creatures will push against it over and over until it breaks. And as you see in the song, this means her soul is fading. And if it's not saved, it will be lost forever.
Does it mean that your child has now to find her body and hug her tightly,
Something
and then
like
he
that.
can transform and then create another barrier?
The barrier will be made of his soul.
But then it will die!
Such is the fate of the Dragon's Bane.
Can I do it?
I admire your eagerness, the Emily. I truly do. But I hope you don't take this the wrong way. Your soul is not powerful enough.
Is it because I'm a woman?
Our mother was a woman.
But she was a dragon. It can't be a dragon.
But a woman nonetheless. And she would be much more similar to us than you would think. Or at least so it is passed on since the first son.
What does it mean with ending her pain? Is it because she is kind of alive throughout this whole time, just keeping the barrier?
Yes. Her soul. Without her soul, she cannot exist in this world. That is the sacrifice she made. Although when her soul is returned in the weakened state that it is, she will die. But finally she will be able to rest. It is a great honor to replace her. But I can't help but be angry that it wasn't in my time. And that it was him.
Why?
Because he's my son.
It also says that her child was your bane.
Yes. From the very first day that the first son walked on this planet, the Cinder Sky knew what she would have to do. She knew that that moment would come, and she warned her brothers and sisters, but they would not listen. And so, ever since that day, she named him Lorikiros, Dragon's Bane, in her tongue. She knew she would have to sacrifice herself. And she knew that one day, this duty could not fall upon any other. But she made one mistake that day. I will speak on it, along with your friends, when
Alright.
they wake.
So why did she knew that when he became that would happen?
The eyes of the mother see things that we, the sons, could never see. I don't understand how she knew. It was not passed on to me, and even in my lifetime, with finding and discovering things about her, I found nothing else.
And about the book, do you know who was the traveler?
The first son.
Who was the first
Anathion
son?
Lorikiros. Anathion Dragonsbane in our tongue now.
I think I don't have more questions. Would you be mad at me if I ask you more questions eventually?
Although my nature makes me inclined to be slightly annoyed, I am bound by honor to answer the questions of the Herald, as I am bound by honor to answer the questions of all the four.
Thank you. And I'll try to hug him, but I'll do like slowly to see if he's like letting me. I don't want to be rude, you know?
He places his hand on your head and he just pats you down.
Okay. And then I'll go like super happily to bed, and I just like I fall asleep super fast.
Emily.
And you hear her snore like and she's like super happy, just holding her lute.
All right. Night passes on. Vesper, you can remove all the debuffs. You are healed after a long rest. It is.
Can I?
One moment.
Can I? Okay, sorry.
It is an interesting thing that Haj'Draal and Vesper, you seem to have slept better than you have slept in these past few days. In fact, all of you did. It seems that the presence of this figure watching over you brings you some benefits. Violet, I'm sorry.
I am going to talk to Haj'Draal.
The morning or the night?
Morning.
Yeah, because I'm asleep.
Haj'Draal, wake up. No, I'm not mad or rude. Once Haj'Draal wakes up, I will.
Good. You won't get my nightly kicks. Haj'Draal, wake up, just... Oh, sleepwalking.
I'll sit on his side while we're taking some breakfast. I don't know.
Breakfast? I thought of that.
Breakfast. And I'll say, we are not really going to do. I was thinking of burying Grime's stuff, but I believe it can be useful to us, to you, therefore to us. Do you want to use anything?
Of course. That would be best for us to use it.
Do you want it all?
Why would you want to bury those things of someone you seem to despise so much?
Because she was a person.
Some people seem to deserve more than others, it seems.
She didn't deserve to die. That's for sure.
Well, neither did those guards that she killed.
Everyone makes mistakes, and everyone has their objective, their goals, and they usually don't align. But
Haj'Draal shifts his His eyes from Violet, he just starts looking forward, and he says, "She knew very well what she was doing, and you know it very well."
She was following a god. Just as you.
Well, should have been on the right side then.
Anyway. What parts do you want?
What parts would be useful for me, Violet?
I don't fucking know. I don't use anything you use.
The prism crux can only be attuned by a paladin.
That's me. Fuck you.
And there was the shield and the
Shield plus
and the
2,
breastplate.
and the
Yeah.
chainmail plus 1.
Chainmail.
Yeah.
The chainmail is not better than what he has, right? Or is it? Is it? Is it? It is? Phyllis? Okay, I will remove the chainmail and the shield. Use it with respect. And I go away.
Haj'Draal scoffs, and he picks up the armor pieces, and he walks towards the back to like clean out
The dust.
the dust inside it. Is there any way to like modify armor, like not probably not on my own, right? Because I don't have the skills for it.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay.
Well, after that's all done, and you're all up and about, Agnar will come up to that big boulder in front of the tree as you're all together, and he will talk to you. Good morning. I believe we should discuss a few things. Last night, I trusted or entrusted your friend Emily, the Emily, and he smiles when he says that, with something of great importance, not just to me or my family, but to the entire world. It is part of a prophecy, and although she may share the contents of that song in meaning, she may not share with you the exact lyrics, and I ask you to not ask her.
If you do, I'll slap you. I'll look at it.
But this is only part of another prophecy, and a larger one, I should say. And as I look at all of you, I realize that maybe you were put here for a reason, and that I can share with you a prophecy, or that prophecy. In fact, I feel compelled to. The Dragon's Bane, just like our mother, we are to be tools for all mortals. But not all mortals will be present at that end. The prophecy goes as follows. By 4 will the Bane be wielded. By 4 will all fates be decided. 1 to be the hands that hold it steady. 1 the sheath that gives it meaning. 1 to be the herald of its drawing. 1 to be the armor who gives it safety. If the hands choose to falter, if the sheath is made unclean, if the herald does not wish to sing, and if the armor is left battered, then the Bane will shatter, and all worlds shall fall to oblivion. By 4 will the Bane be wielded. By 4 will all fates be decided.
It's us.
You do realize we were just bounty hunters.
It seems like you were chosen.
Haj'Draal stares with a dedicated look on his eyes, as if he starts to internalize that this is his purpose that his god has given him. Even with all the the shit that's been going on, with all the undecidedness and his self-doubts and this whole storm of negative thoughts in him, this at least gives him a small, very small rope to latch on that he can use to try to put his fate together.
Agnar continues. You must understand the power in prophecies. If you believe in them, they will come true. Whether you think that this was said before, that this was predicted, whether you think that the person who first spoke it was only trying to find people to fit this narrative, it is important that it comes true.
But the prophecy gives us two sides. If we succeed or if we fail.
Indeed. That is the important part. That is the mistake that Mother made, or that the prophecy tends or wishes to fix. The Mother did not give the world a choice. In wanting to protect her son, she saved the world. But this time, the world should choose if it should be saved or not. This prophecy gives the four the choice. The four who would represent every single mortal life. The four can choose whether this world is worth living in or if it deserves destruction.
Okay.
That is a high weight to carry. Who were we chosen by?
Now that's something that I do not know. Yet you are here, in front of me, bearing news of my son, which I had not heard for a long time. And with one of you knowing the song, I have to assume. Still, the choice is yours. But know that this choice can be made sooner. This choice is not just made at the end. If you choose now to relinquish this burden, then the second part of the prophecy, it may come true, or it may not. It may be that you weren't the four. But would you leave that up to fate or chance?
Well, this world has music. And it has me. So I'm gonna fight for this world.
I want to
What
ask
role-
a couple of questions.
sorry.
Sorry.
God, your characters are so dating, dude.
You go.
Okay. Vesper just wants to ask, and what of Wiley? What is her role in all of this?
Well, she had a role in bringing you here.
We were supposed to meet her here, but she did not show.
Did she ever tell you she would meet you here?
In the Waza. Yes.
She is not one to fail her commitments.
Another one dead.
Hmm.
I will clarify though. She did not tell you to meet her. She told you to come
Yeah.
here.
The veil? Do you guys want to ask about the veil?
Yeah. Oh wait, the veil. Yeah.
I
right.
I have a couple of questions.
Go ahead.
Oh, what? Didn't you just say but?
I said go ahead. I had nothing else.
Yes. Vesper is
But.
just. It's,
But.
it's the insanity point. But.
She's just
I
sitting
think
there
Violet
like a
is
little
insane
gremlin.
Sorry. First of all, why weren't you with your son for so long? If I can answer this, ask this. I'm still not okay. I am not okay.
Mustn't a father let go of his son eventually, so that he may be himself?
True, but you can have some dinners once in a while.
Not when you're far away.
Okay. I had another question before the veil. And do you have any idea why they have your son? What will they do with him?
Aiden will not break, but I suspect that they are trying to find where the Cinder Sky is. The song does not say it, but the son who is supposed to, well, fulfill the prophecy. The place is revealed to him.
So he knows. Okay. Oh, that's bad. Oh, but he won't. Okay. This is Mizzy. Okay. And the daughter, or the mother, told us about a veil. Do you know anything about that? That the veil is breaking?
The veil is the mother's soul.
And it's fading.
Yes.
And is there a way to fix it? Can we fix it?
The
Or is it
prophecy
not
must
our
be
job?
fulfilled.
So our job is to fix the veil?
Or destroy it.
How do we fix a fucking veil in the fucking world?
The Herald knows.
Emily just stands like tall and proud.
We are not supposed to ask her, right?
You're not supposed to ask the lyrics of the song,
Oh,
but its meaning you may.
Do you want to know now?
of course.
Okay. Well, see, the sun will take the place.
Indeed.
The son being Aiden.
Aiden.
Can he do that anytime he wants?
No. He cannot. He has to go to the mom.
I see, but he can't. That's why they have him.
Part of
They
it
want to
is,
go there.
if they find where she is, the source of the veil, they can shatter it.
But the world has been breaking for a long time, right? Not only when we captured him. Why didn't he do that earlier?
The prophecy is only supposed to fulfill itself at a specific time. At a time when it's needed. He did not fulfill the prophecy before. Most likely because he thought that it was not needed yet.
Now look at us. Okay.
Do they know of the prophecy of the four?
The prophecy of the four is known to many, yes. It is no secret. But
They could have.
I would wager it is only known to those close to the Dragonsbane family.
They could have killed us in that tower.
Then they must not
Easily.
know it. But you must understand, there is also great power in corrupting the four. If the four make the wrong choice, the world falls to oblivion.
We read about the Empress Diana on the notes.
Yeah.
Do you know if the Empress Diana has any hand in this?
I don't know. But Empress Diana has other concerns. The Empire is at war in the northern borders.
And they took the Arcanist.
Who took the Arcanist?
A bald
The
man.
Weaver responds.
Not the bald man. He had a beard too, didn't he?
Thor had, yeah. He had a little...
No, Gogi.
Oh, Gogi, yeah, Gogi.
Yeah, Gogi.
Gogi had a beard. Thor had was fully bald, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His
He had
entire
no
body.
hair.
No hair.
Too angry for hair. It just starts growing and then it.
Falls out.
Even hair is scared of it.
What do you think they want with the Arcanist to summon?
The Arcanist
Fucking-
is an expert in interplanar and intraplanar travel. If they have the Arcanist, they have power to be anywhere in the world at any given time, and maybe even power to weaken the veil in a specific region and pour things out of it. We have to get this information to where it matters.
Where?
To Wiley.
Okay, it's just one more question. You knew about the Weaver when we talked about it.
I did.
Do you know anything more that we might not know about the creature or the entity?
The Weaver was what made my mother make her sacrifice. In a time known as the Shattering, a time where an endless night took over this world, and the sky became starless. It almost made it once, but we had dragons to protect us. Now we do not, only one. The Weaver is far more dangerous than anything to this world right now. That much I know.
Who's the dragon?
The Cinder Sky. The mother.
Oh, right.
I don't
But
know.
know how we can find Wiley.
We must make it to Nad'ar, to the Elderroot Forest. It's her home.
I've been there.
You, both Vesper... Well, actually, everybody knows that the Elderroot Forest sits pretty much at the heart of Kaifam, the continent in which you're in. And it is home to the Wood Elves, the people of Nad'ar, which is a society pretty much composed by druids and ruled by 4 of them, the Asterai.
Hey, if you read the DM's first book, you can know more
Good
about the
promo.
place.
Look.
True, yeah.
So we should get going.
I would also advise something. If you are communicating with Wiley through magical means, there's a danger your messages will be intercepted. The
haven't
Weaver.
tried.
Try already.
No, but you have communicated through sending with a bunch of people already, including G,
Mm-hmm.
including Ketri,
Oh.
including Grime,
Oh fuck.
and all of that.
Oh fuck.
Oh, Ketri is fine. She's a daughter of one of the servants. Fine. She's fine.
How nonchalant for a mother.
We must deliver this message without any risk of it being intercepted. I do not wish to kiss.
It's a cat.
He's just looking at me.
She told us not to travel via magical means as well. For that same reason, I assume.
I don't see why you wouldn't be able to do that.
She made us go the long way. That bitch.
She told us to not travel by magic means, just by foot. And we had a hell of a journey.
I must admit, I am not wise enough to understand Wiley's machinations, but I do trust her because my son trusts her with his life.
Is it possible she is on their side?
Even if that creature dared step foot into her mind, I can guarantee you the bitch is as stubborn as they come. She would kick him out.
I really hope you're right.
I know I am. I knew her mother very well, after all.
Who's her mother? I want to know everything.
What's the family tree?
Are you actually asking him?
Yes.
Yeah, of course.
Her mother was Willow Elix. And she was my traveling companion for a long time. And my best friend.
Was?
She is dead.
Just your friend?
I am
Haj'Draal.
married.
You are? With who?
It's a soap opera now.
I'm afraid that is personal and unnecessary information.
Okay.
I
Could have been with her. We
What do you
didn't-
have for tea? What's trivia about you that I could put on your Wikipedia page?
I have another question about the book, if I
Right.
may.
What?
It has a line talking about a lord and a viperous lady. Do you know who they are?
Ah, yes. Alanor the Gentle and Tazaroth the Green Tyrant.
Wait. Please repeat.
Alanor the Gentle and Tazaroth the Green Tyrant.
Mizzy has information about those two if you want.
I'll let her speak then. I like watching this.
Oh fuck! I don't. Wait.
Hold on, let me get my notes.
I have it here. Okay, wait.
It was Alanor
Alanor the Gentle.
the Gentle.
Alnwick.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay.
Thank you. Tazaroth the Green Titan.
Yeah, the Green Tyrant.
Tyrant.
Okay. So
Titan.
Eleanor the Gentle was the savior, teacher, and ruler of the elves. 4,000 years ago from current time.
In the Age of Dragons.
In the Age of Dragons. From the kingdom of Alanora. And Mirkthul to the west is the kingdom of Tazaroth, the Green Tyrant, a chromatic green dragon. And she has enslaved humanity and uses them to build monuments and manufacture weapons for her army of draconians. Those are the two. They're both dragons.
One an emerald dragon, the other one a chromatic green dragon.
What was the line in the book again that referenced them? I can't remember.
Let me tell you. It says, the man asked Biblu who his friends were. The man spoke of a lord and of a Viper's lady.
Okay. So they were friends of, supposedly.
Of Big
Matthew.
Blue.
Of Biblu, yeah.
Big Blue, okay. Who's Big
Are
Blue?
we? Yeah. Are we ready to travel to just go? The faster we go, the
Yes.
faster we get there.
Mm-hmm.
We have to go.
So, you guys are going?
Oh yeah, but do we know who Big Blue is? Yeah.
You know Big Blue is a character in the book. It's a big blue dragon.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask him, do you know who this Big Blue dragon is? Is it based on reality?
Well, it sure seems like it, doesn't it?
Yes.
But I don't know who he is. I don't know. There's not an author to the story. Have you noticed that?
Oh! Well, I'm sorry, I don't really read books that often.
Right. Neither do I. Don't worry too much about that. But
He is so cute.
Big Blue is a story most children know. And no one knows who wrote it. But those of us attentive enough to its details might find events that transpired in our world, such as the Endless Night, described in the magical journeys of Big Blue.
Alright, I think we should go. And
Yeah. I just fought a bear.
We must quickly make it to Awaza and find a cutter. From Awaza to Nad'ar, by sand cutter, it will take us about 5 days, maybe more. We will have to rest for the night each time. I suppose that we might not find anyone that can do it overnight, or that can just spend the entirety of the travel awake.
Well, I do know somebody.
You do.
Oh fuck, I don't. What was her name? Shit. What was her name?
What I remember. Like
sand cutter
Kelly
lady.
or Leslie.
Oh, I can't remember her name.
Nessie.
Close, we're getting closer. I'm gonna leave you guys to find it out.
Neslie.
Neslie, yeah.
It was Nestle.
Fucking Neslie.
Well, if you know of her, maybe we can make it in 3 days.
Our bounty is still active in Oaza. It will not be easy to make it through the city.
No bounty hunter will hurt you if you're next to me. I have a certain fame inside that city.
I appreciate that.
And I mean, now we know we are the four.
Violet actually saying that.
No, it's not in character at all.
Just checking.
It's just, Mizzy's just proud that you guys are the four now.
From the prophecy.
Then I say we meet up with Miss Nestle.
Did you bring any camels, horses with you?
No.
We
Just
took a
Haj'Draal.
boat.
That not
Do you
might
actually say that?
I really want to. But no.
He was about to answer. I'm afraid we cannot ride that.
I kind of did.
Oh, look at your mixed face.
Damn.
What have you been doing at night?
No, he carried us.
Yeah, that's
carried
true.
me.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
You silly goober.
He'll say, "Then we'll have to make it on foot. None of you can fly, right?"
Nope.
or make others
such
fly. Well, then, by foot it is. And if no one is opposed, we shall begin the journey.
Yes.
Let us go.
Right. For the sake of brevity, if you guys remember correctly, you guys took like 2 days by river to get here.
Mm-hmm.
You are going to take on foot a lot longer than that.
Yeah.
It is going to take you about a week on foot to reach the city. However,
Fast boat.
it's through the river, right? So it will take you the better part of a week. This because first it's difficult to travel through the jungle that is like right next to the river, and if you choose to walk farther from the river, you're walking on sand and burning heat of the desert. So, kind of a pick of your poison situation. So I'm gonna call this 7 days until you guys reach Owaza.
I hope there's fun road trip activities along the way.
I was gonna ask you if there is anything you guys wish to do during this first section of 7 days.
Try not to get ambushed and die.
Noted.
Killed.
Actually wanted to try one of the bracers that we have, just to see if I feel something.
Which ones?
And since we have a lot of time, I can just focus on them and...
The light weavers, or the bracers from the mages, or the bracers from
Grime.
the vitromancers?
Oh,
I'm gonna try the Vitromancers one because we are more in contact with them. Or at least we are closer to them.
Fit in the gloves for a while. Magic doesn't seem too attached to you.
Emily.
Mm.
Can you try this?
I try.
Roll an Arcana check, Emily.
16.
The type of magic you wield is not the one that is attached to these gloves or these bracers. Mechanically, this being, it needs to be attuned by a wizard.
Oh. Okay.
I'll tell you that these enhance the spell save DC and the spell attack bonus for Vitromancy spells, which I created.
Nice.
In the following campaign, if anybody wants to be a Vitromancer, please speak to me.
No, I have a lot of characters. I can't.
Let's go, Vitromancy.
Okay, I will try the others.
The Light Weavers. Well, first of all, you know that they're called Light Weavers now.
Yeah, they spoke to me.
That's kind of how attunement works. You kind of get a strange feeling. So, Light Weavers. I will reveal to the chat room what these things do, since you guys already know, because I gave this to you as a gift, a little reveal before you actually took the time to attune to them. So, you place on these bracers that are made of pure silver. First of all, the designs on them, they are kind of like opaque bracers. They're not just like lines and shit. They are full on silver bracers that you slap on your forearm and have a glove attached to them. The designs on them show a wheel of light and a serpentine dragon circling it, biting its own tail. You attune to it and you become familiar to a ritual that you can do with these bracers, but you need one or more others wearing them. I will read what it does. 2 creatures capable of casting spells can perform the ritual of Isik Velir, binding their powers together. While wearing these bracers, you can choose one of the following effects. Whenever an ally wearing the bracers casts a spell, you can use your reaction to spend a spell slot of any level to upcast your ally's spell, adding your spend slot to theirs. I'll give you an example. If an ally casts Fireball at 3rd level, and you spend a 2nd level spell slot to enhance it, the Fireball will be cast at 5th level. then the second option. Whenever an ally wearing the bracers casts a spell, you can use your reaction to forego 15 hit points to increase the spell save DC by 1. You can choose to forego 30 to increase it by 2, and so on and so forth. And finally, whenever an ally wearing the bracers casts a spell, you can choose to die to have the spell automatically succeed, piercing legendary resistances and immunities. Die. Not just fall unconscious to 0 hit points. You sense, as you are wearing the bracer, you sense it wanting to connect to its brothers or sisters. You sense the power to create this intricate connection. And you also sense something more. Something that you don't quite understand. Something that might require you to get used to using this before you do.
Okay. We got like 5 of those, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I will put it back on the bag of holding for now.
Very well.
And I think I did everything. Yeah,
Anybody
I
else
don't have anything.
want to do anything during these 7 days?
I wanna put on the armor as well.
Right. Chainmail +1. You may find it by just searching chainmail on the inventory. You scroll down until you find the +1. And a shield, +2. You have to put in a comma, or else if you just write shield +2, the search sucks and won't find it. Or you just type shield and then scroll all the way down.
I already did that.
Okay.
I preemptively added them to the inventory, and now I'm just checking the box.
There we go. You can equip those. Anything else?
Can I read while I walk?
I would say it's probably a little bit difficult, but while you rest, during the times you rest, definitely.
I want to see if I can find any more connections with everything that I know about our world and history and songs and everything that has happened to the book specifically.
Ooh. Roll an investigation check.
18.
18. There are historical events that you have heard of that are kind of recorded in this book. You've heard songs of the Civil War in Herskellen. It is mentioned here. As are the people that stopped it historically. They have different names than what you've heard in the songs, but it seems like they are the same people. In fact, you find historical figures that on this investigation check you can correlate, the characters in the book to these historical figures, but only one of them has the real name. Nathion, that man, or excuse me, not the real name. It doesn't have a name put to it. He's just the man. The man with the silver hair, hooded. So it seems that details of his personality were hidden knowingly, purposefully, by whoever wrote the book. Now, as of something interesting to you right now in this moment, we're gonna find out on the next episode.
Oh my
2
god,
weeks.
screw you!
Because it's already time to end.
I'm gonna be reading the book throughout 2 weeks now.
After this, I will obviously, Vesper, after this you may have your moments if you wish to have them, once we return. So you can think about them during these 2 weeks if you want to. And then we'll continue your travels through those 7 days and then further on. But yeah, guys, awesome job. Awesome things.
That sounded sarcastic.
It wasn't actually. That's probably my bad. You guys did great. And
You really freaking the knowledge dumped us.
Knowledge.
Yeah, I dumped quite a few things on top of you today. That's for you to analyze during 2 weeks. So see the time, the timing was actually quite perfect because now you have 2 weeks to mull things over and think about it, right?
Yeah.
But great job as always. It's been awesome to do this, and it finally all these things just dropped out of me after you guys like asking question after question after question. I'm like, fuck, I can't tell him. Fuck, I can't tell him. Fuck, they'll know, and I can't tell him. Now finally everything came out. I don't know if you recall that I said when we began this campaign that there was going to be a specific moment in the campaign where everything was just gonna shoot. It has beginneth, my friends. It has begun. It was since the last episode on, and it spread onto this one. I actually wanted to do this part also in the last episode, but the fight took longer because rules happen. But yeah, GG's to anybody watching. We will see you in 2 weeks. Episode will be uploaded on YouTube if you're watching this live, and if you're watching this on YouTube, go ahead and give everybody a follow on Twitch or their social media or whatever to see what they're doing. We have streamers among us, and we have Ray, who doesn't.
Not a streamer.
She doesn't stream, but she's a mod in Tresh's stream, and she hangs out in all of our streams often. So you can talk to her there. Any questions that you have regarding lore, previous things, you can ask them or you can ask me. And as I told them, I reserve the right to completely and blatantly lie to you or pretend that I don't know the information that I know, because it might be spoilers. But yeah, take care, guys, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.